BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to BodyBags. It's week 147, and Bourgie86 here, of course, closing out the week. Now, since I did the first film in this series 2 weeks ago, I decided why not tell you my thoughts on the new film in the American Guinea Pig saga. And that film, of course, is American Guinea Pig Bloodshock. This is the exclusive Indiegogo campaign copy of American Guinea Pig Bloodshock. It was 3 different covers you could choose from. This was the first one, I believe, and this is the one I actually liked because I kind of wanted to be mysterized with what was going to go on in the film, and because the other covers had like the gore cover or like the teeth cover, I believe that it was the name of it, I forget. But yeah, I decided to go with this one just to go in as blind as I wanted with the film, you know what I'm saying? But it's still cool, and it is autographed by like the director and the writers and stuff. But other than that, if you don't know about this film, it's directed by Marcus Koch, who is actually one of my favorite directors right now, because if you follow me on my channel, when I first started, I actually reviewed his first 3 like directorial films, Rot, 100 Tears, and Fell. And he also directed a segment of High A, which I actually really dug. It was the one with the aliens, I believe. And he's a makeup effects artist in his own right, of course, doing like makeup for like We Are Still Here, Sweatshop, numerous films. I actually reviewed a few of them on this review channel and my channel of films that he did effects on. And he's just one of the best in indie like effects artists. And he also worked, of course, on the first American Guinea Pig film, on the effects on that one. And now this film's also written and produced by Stephen Biro, who's the daddy of like this American Guinea Pig saga. He directed the first film, and he's pretty much like the way this is going, it's going to have like a different director each film, and this is the second film. Now the main plot of this one, we're introduced to like this guy who's down in like this, like the way I would decide is like this asylum type room, like a padded room. And what happens is like this doctor and his orderly are like doing experiments on him. Like at first it's like this like there's still brutal experience. Like the first scene we see is him cutting his tongue out and shit, and then it keeps going. And every time you do these experiments to them, they actually extract blood from him into like these vials, and they save it. And pretty much we follow this guy through like this journey into like madness, pretty much. But while he's in the padded room one day, he finds out that he might not be just the only one, and he's trying to figure out how to get to these person and try to survive in this brutality of like what this doctor and these experiments are doing to them. That's pretty much the main plot of the film without going too far and crazy in it. Now, of course, I've seen this before, the first American Guinea Pig film. I kind of spaced out for a while, I wanted to watch the first film before I did this one. And I gotta say, this one's a very vastly different film than the first one. Like, even like the way it was shot, it's like shot all in film, like regular film. And it's also shot in black and white, which is nothing that kind of usual for like this type of film, because like everything's in black and white, like even the blood, and it really brings in like the disturbing element of the psychosis of this character. And I gotta say, like the black and white is very well shot. It's really crisp. It kind of reminds me of like Eraserhead black and white, the way they were shot, and it's really beautiful to look at. And Marcus did an amazing job like directing this film with like his crew, and the cameraman's doing these like certain angles and stuff. It's really well done and shot, and Stephen Biro's script is really top notch and disturbing, the elements that happens throughout it. Now the acting for the most part is like the usual. The guy on the cover is the main actor, and he's Dan Ellis, who does a superb job, I have to say. I didn't really know who he was because I never saw, but then I read like his filmography. He actually played like BBK in the Gutterballs film, the Ryan Nicholson one. I'm like, that's awesome, and I get to see what the face goes with the character, and he does a really good job because he doesn't really talk in the film because, like I said, that's not a spoiler. That's like the first scene. They snip his tongue out, so he has no dialogue throughout the film, and you follow him through his emotions and his facial expressions, and he does a really well job at like capitalizing like the pain and suffering and what his character is going throughout the film. The rest of the actors don't really. This film is not really about dialogue. It's about like facial expressions, and the way that the film progresses is the way like most of the action is with the gore, of course, which comes in small doses, and they usually have breaks in between like each experiment until the very end, and it's just fucking brutal. The effects of this film are outstanding. Of course, Marcus put his heart in the effects, and I believe also there's some awesome visual effects done by Dustin Mills, who's a great director in his own right, and it's just fucking visual, and it's really eye candy like watching like this film, like, because after you watch the first American Guinea Pig film, this totally is a different film in feel and tone and the way it was shot and the way it's progressing. And I gotta say, when the ending happens, it happens and it hits hard. The ending, I won't spoil it for you, but it's a thing of art and beauty, of like gore and just cinema at the same time. It involves like all these like quick edits and flash forward and this flash frame. That's all I'm gonna give away about the ending. There's some like flash editing that's really gorgeous, and it's just a well done film. Marcus really hit out of the park with this one, and I gotta say, it's my favorite film of this year so far. If I had to rate American Guinea Pig Bloodshock, I'm giving it a solid 9.5 out of 10. It's fucking outstanding. If you are a fan of like gore films, and you weren't a fan of the first American Guinea Pig, tongue twister. If you weren't a fan of the first American Guinea Pig film, check this out. It's fucking awesome. Awesome shit. I know like this doesn't have like a wider release yet, but I believe you could still get Indiegogo copies of this. But it's for a good cause, because it's all going to the next film in this series, and it's awesome. I'll leave the link for that below. It's fucking awesome. Support indie horror, support Marcus Koch, and support Stephen Biro and other films. Great company and a fucking awesome film. Alright guys, that's what I got for this review for BodyBags. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back next week with another review, and as always, peace out.